Hi guys, my name's Rob. Welcome to video 26 for the Decentralised Everything Facebook group. I'm not a financial advisor. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about CBDCs. What are they? How do they work? When are they coming out? And why are governments working on them? CBDC stands for Central Bank Digital Currency. What are they? They are a new digital version of your already existing currency backed up and controlled by a central bank. It's a way that a central bank is going to phase out physical cash and move everybody over to the new digital standard. So straight away you might be thinking that the currency that I use is already in digital format, such as whenever I use internet banking or when I go to the ATM to check my bank account, it's all in digital format. So how's a CBDC going to be any different? A CBDC is going to be different because it's running on top of a privately controlled closed blockchain. So kind of think of a CBDC as being similar to a cryptocurrency stablecoin such as USDC or USDT as examples, whereby the price of that stablecoin is pegged to the price of the US dollar 1-to-1. Whereas a cryptocurrency operates on a permissionless, public, open source blockchain for everyone to see the transactions taking place. Whereas a cryptocurrency operates on a permissionless, public, open source blockchain for everyone to see the transactions taking place. So here's an example of what I'm talking about, how cryptocurrencies are very different to CBDCs. So I'm here at Etherscan and I'm just going to input a person's public key for their wallet and we'll let that run. So straight away I can see that 157 days ago and 16 hours ago this person moved 0.006 of an ETH. They moved it out of their wallet and they moved it to the Coinbase exchange, I presume, to sell the Ethereum on the exchange. And we can see here all of their transactions that they've done. So it's an example that cryptocurrencies are very transparent, they're very open, and we can see what's going on the blockchain. Whereas if this was a CBDC, I would not be able to do this. I wouldn't be able to see what the big banks are doing, who's trading with who's moving money and where, because it will be a closed, privately controlled blockchain. So when are CBDCs coming out? CBDCs have been in development for several years now. 114 countries that represent 95% of global GDP are developing their own CBDCs. 18 out of the 20 G20 countries, which involves Australia, are now in the advanced stages of rolling out their CBDCs. The country at the forefront of CBDC technology is China. 160 million people are set to use the Chinese CBDC this year. As far as I understand, there's going to be two types of CBDCs. Type 1 is going to be called a wholesale CBDC, meaning that it's going to be used just for big financial institutions, whereby a central bank issues the CBDC and the central bank will be able to complete transactions with other big banks. And type 2 is called a retail CBDC, whereby the general public will be able to use this CBDC. It's open for the average person such as you and I to use it. So why are central banks working on CBDCs? Well, in my personal opinion, the global macroeconomy is in crisis. An example would be Saudi Arabia only last year now partnering with the Chinese to start pricing oil in the Chinese yuan because the whole world is trying to get themselves off of the dependency of the US dollar. Another example would be the BRICS countries such as Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa are all trying to wean themselves off of the US dollar. Central banks around the world are now panicking and they now need to move away from the US dollar to something else where they can control it better. So I'm trying not to be biased on this subject. I'll give you some of the pros and advantages of a CBDC. It's going to make the banking system a lot more efficient. It's going to increase security and it's going to stabilize the financial system. one of the ways that a government would be able to quickly stimulate its economy is it could deposit a CBDC currency straight into your bank account, and then it could say that that money is going to expire within a certain time frame, such as 1 week. So therefore it's going to force you to go out and spend that money, otherwise the money will be taken off of you within a week. So you're going to spend that money in the shops, you're going to buy lots of items, therefore it's going to keep people employed and it's going to keep the wheels of the economy going. The cons of a CBDC. One of the main things that I'm concerned about with the CBDC is privacy concerns. The use of a CBDC is increased government surveillance and reduced financial privacy. The use of a CBDC by centralised government can be used for more control. For example, if you got given a speeding fine, within a couple of minutes the money will be deducted from your account. You're not going to have any time to fight the speeding fine in court. The money will be taken off of you. It can be used to enforce new government policies, such as a social credit score or a carbon credit score. I believe that we're living in unprecedented new times, whereby the lockdowns of the COVID-19 pandemic showed us that anything is possible.